Hey friend, welcome back to She's in Her Apron. Get your aprons on today because we're gonna make some make ahead and freezer meals for the week. Are you ready? Aprons on, let's go. The kids are back at school and I want things in the fridge ready for them and ready for me because our schedule is crazy. We're also gonna save some money this week by making some of our leftover stretch. So today I'm gonna be working with some already baked potatoes and some leftover chicken. Take your chicken, grab a jar of Alfredo sauce and a bag of frozen broccoli, and you could put together a quick freezer meal, chicken broccoli Alfredo. I already wrote on my bag. I always have Alfredo sauce in the house. So what you're gonna do is just dump all the leftover chicken that you have. I always have frozen broccoli in my freezer. It's a must for me. I do have a video linked down below for you guys. My must-have freezer aisle foods. And I always have broccoli on hand. So now you could just dump your Alfredo in. It might need to take 2 jars depending on how big your jar is. Or don't worry about it, you could always open up another jar the day that you're gonna cook this. Now this I can heat up in a slow cooker if I wanted to, but my chicken is cooked. So if you wanna do this with raw chicken, you could throw it in your slow cooker for 4 to 6 hours on low. All I need to do the day that I want to have this is just cook up some pasta, heat this up either on the stove, and we have a quick throw together meal, chicken broccoli Alfredo. You guys, it is such a hit. It's 3 days later and it is delicious. I'm having it over cauliflower rice, so is Derek, and the kids are having it over linguine. I boiled up some. Before the rice was even done cooking, I was like in here with a fork just eating. It is so good. So I'll be making more of these and putting them in the freezer. Next, we're gonna put together some twice baked potatoes. All right, it's time to work with these baked potatoes. So we had these the other night for dinner. So good. I love baked potato bars. We're gonna slice them in half and then we're gonna scoop out the middle. But we're gonna be super careful as we do this because our potatoes are so soft because they have been in the refrigerator. And then we're gonna put them in this bowl. We're gonna switch out for this bowl. And then it's gonna come to a point where I'm like, yeah, that's good. That is good. I don't wanna break it. So keep going with this. If you'd like to see a video on how I do my baked potatoes, they are delicious. You end up eating all the skin. Oh, it's crunchy and so good. I will leave that down below for you. I learned it from America's Test Kitchen and it's seriously the best. All right, I did it. I made some mistakes, but it's all good. It's all good. So I'm gonna add 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. Then you're gonna need 4 tablespoons of softened butter. So you need 8 ounces of sour cream, but I'm not working with 8 baked potatoes. I'm only working with 3. So I definitely want all the cream cheese in because yum, and the butter, but I am gonna go light on the sour cream. And then you can add some shredded cheddar cheese. And I'm just gonna completely eyeball this. I'm gonna mash it up. The full recipe will be linked down below for you guys. Such a yummy way to use up baked potatoes and make them into a freezer meal to have them again later. Okay, you're just gonna get it to the consistency that you want. In the meantime, I am going to chop up some green onion and get it in the bowl. I love onions with my baked potatoes. I have to have onions with it. Oh yeah, sprinkle that in there. Okay, I'm even gonna put some pre-cooked bacon in here. Okay, you could season this however you like. I'm gonna do some sour cream and onion seasoning. Just a little of that, and then everything seasoning. I'm gonna give this a good mix, and then we are going to scoop and place some back into the skins best as we can. And that's it. Okie dokie, let's fill her up. Now, if this doesn't all fit back in, that is okay, because I will just eat that as is. Here they are, 6 potatoes. Now you could throw them in your oven, or we can bag them up for later. So you could put them in a container or a Ziploc bag, and they'll do fine. They'll freeze up really good. If you want to freeze them individually first, just put them on a baking tray and then put them in your freezer, and then you can wrap them up, and you have these for quite a while. These can last up to 3 months in your freezer, so you can freeze them up and have them for later. So if you decide to put them in a container like this is freezable. I'll leave a link to it. When you're ready to have it, you can let it sit out to thaw if you want, or just throw it in a 375-degree oven up to 30 minutes and see how you do. So there you have it. So I am gonna put these away. It's going to be delicious, and we're ready to go. Okay, these next 2 recipes are so good, and the flavors pack a punch. They're going to be seasoned today by Auntie Nono's, and I'd like to thank them for sponsoring today's video. Auntie Nono seasonings are perfect for us home cooks trying to get a great meal on the table for our families. This is the everything seasoning. You need this in your cupboard. It's savory and not too salty, and it has notes of garlic and onion. This is great on avocado, chicken. It really brings out the best in everything. And best part, it's sugar-free. The firecracker salt and seafood seasoning are both all natural. The firecracker sea salt is so good, you guys. It's even great on popcorn. It's a custom mix of chipotle, jalapeno, and scorpion chilies. Their seafood seasoning has savory citrus with notes of lemon, paprika, and mustard. Oh my goodness, you guys, making an aioli sauce with this, yum. Friends, Auntie Nono's is offering you 50% off your order and free shipping with the purchase of their 2 or 3 packs. But this is for the next 7 days. Just use my code She's in Her Apron 50. But don't worry, after the 7 days, they're offering you 30% off site-wide. Let's get back to more recipes. I'm going to show you how to turn the salmon into some delicious Cobb salads for lunch this week. And of course, the seasoning that we're gonna use on this is Auntie Nono's seafood seasoning. Those are on the grill, they're gonna do their thing, and I can't wait. Okay, we're gonna start my Instant Pot. I have a dozen of eggs in here, and with about a little over a half cup of water. And we're gonna high pressure these for 4 minutes and then drop them in an ice bath. And we're gonna add it to our salmon Cobb salad. Okay, I am cracking my eggs. This is why I love doing this in the Instant Pot, because they peel beautifully. They just come right off. So here I have some leftover corn. I chopped this off the cob. So we're gonna put this in our Cobb salad, and we're gonna dress up the corn with some red onion. I have some cilantro. I love cilantro. So I am going to chop this up and get it in there as well. And then I'm gonna put some of that seafood seasoning that we have matching the salmon in here as well. So now we've got this corn that we could put on top of our salad. I'm gonna take some tomatoes and these little baby tomatoes, and we're gonna slice them in half. Okay, now I'm going to quarter my hard-boiled eggs. Scoop out my avocado. And I'm gonna slice these up for the salad. And I'm gonna sprinkle these with some lemon juice. That way they don't go brown. So now let's make some of these bowls. We have our gorgeous salmon. The flavor is amazing. I took the skins off the back already. I got these bowls off of Amazon and they have covers. They work great for the freezer. I also have some pre-cooked bacon. I have our salad that I kept in a jar. This is hearts of romaine chopped. And if you want to see how I sealed these up, I will leave that video down below. So this is, oh my gosh, like 2-week-old romaine lettuce that has been vacuum sealed in a jar. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Still crunchy. That's awesome. This is washed, ready to go. Oh my gosh, this is great. So I'm going to layer this with some of the salmon. We can do the egg. Then we're gonna put some bacon. Just break that up in there. We're gonna add our corn with the onions and the cilantro in there. Gonna also add in our tomatoes. Oh, this is packed and it's gonna be such a great lunch. We're gonna put some of the firecracker sea salt right onto those eggs and avocados, your salmon, your hard-boiled egg, your corn salsa, maybe you wanna call it, your tomatoes, your avocados. Yum. This is a great make-ahead meal for the week. Okay, I'm gonna get the covers on and get them in the refrigerator. Okay, for the freezer, we're gonna make some Texas toast. We are gonna take some butter and we're going to make like a compound butter, and we're gonna use the everything seasoning. So it's like a garlicky spread, and we're going to make ahead Texas toast. You could buy it in the freezer section at the store. One, it costs a lot, and two, it's always healthier when you make it on your own. So we're gonna make some of that. That way we have it in the freezer and we can have it later down the road. Garlic bread, buttered, ready to go. All we have to do is put it on a baking sheet and slip it into the oven. Okay, here is our half a stick of butter, half a cup. And I'm gonna start with a teaspoon of the everything seasoning. And then we'll work our way up. Now this is savory and not too salty. And it has the notes of the garlic and the onion. That is so good. That is so good. Oh, yum. I'm gonna sprinkle maybe a half a teaspoon. So in all, it'll be like a teaspoon and a half. So you can get the big, thick Texas toasts at your store. My store was all out, and the other breads were really big for how I want to freeze them. And so I found this big white bread from France, and you can't see the bread. So I thought, well, maybe it'll be like the Texas toast. No. So it's normal bread, which is fine. We've made garlic bread so many times from regular bread. So I have some, well, they're like baking sheets, but they're not. This is what I use for our freeze dryer. And I like the size of this. This fits really good into our freezer for things like this. We're gonna butter our bread and get it on the sheet and put it in the freezer. So whatever bread you have, this is going to work out great. Oh yeah. And then you can like sprinkle cheese on top as well and put it in your freezer. You could put Parmesan cheese, cheddar cheese, whatever you like. You could have this with anything really. Pastas, anything. Who doesn't love a good garlic bread, right? Oh, yum. Now they're gonna sit in the freezer for about 20 minutes, and then we'll check up on them and then get them ready for the freezer fully. Can you guys see all the flecks in that seasoning? All the yumminess? Oh, yes. Smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna get these 2 trays in my freezer. These are gonna be in there for about 20 minutes. Now, if you don't freeze it, just put it down on a baking sheet. And we're gonna bake at 375 degrees for 5 to 6 minutes until it's goldeny brown. Or you could do this in the toaster oven. Okay, here is our Texas toast. All right, this method is a good one to have just on hand, so that way you always have garlic bread ready to go. Again, top it with some Parmesan cheese or any cheese of your liking. I wrote Texas toast on my bag. I'm gonna put these right in so they're nice and frozen, ready to go. Just, I mean, this is simple. Do you need to do this? Nope. But it is done, ready to go. And if you're like, oh man, it'd be nice to have garlic bread. Boom, there you go. The taste of Auntie Nono's everything seasoning. This is a great flavor. I actually prefer it to what I usually use for my garlic bread. Okay, this is going in the freezer. Up next, we're gonna make a yummy sweet potato hash. Okay, we're in my pantry and I'm gonna grab this big bag of sweet potatoes. We're gonna need 6 cups of peeled, chopped sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna start with the 3. I have 2 more in this bag and we'll see how we go. So we're gonna have to cut around this right here, but the rest of it is fine. Okay, I've got 1 more to do and then we'll start chopping. For the seasonings, we need garlic powder, onion powder, thyme, black pepper, salt, and some paprika. Wow, they want us to put garlic powder and a head of garlic. This is gonna be garlicky, you guys. This is a recipe I have not tried before, so I'm super excited about it. So, oh, wow, they're asking for garlic powder and we're gonna put in 12 to 15 cloves. Oh, God, I'm nervous. Oh, all right, well, okay. A teaspoon of the onion powder, a teaspoon of thyme, a half a teaspoon of pepper. I'm just gonna crank this out. Probably won't get to a half a teaspoon, but whatever. And a half a teaspoon, no, 2 teaspoons of salt. Oh my. Ever get nervous making a recipe where you're like, really? Should I be doing that? And a half teaspoon of paprika. Then you're gonna need some olive oil. And this says up to 1/3 cup. Okay, good, because I was like, that's a lot. So I'm just gonna drizzle this on here. Okay, this is going to bake 450 degrees for 55 to 65 minutes, and we're gonna stir it 3 to 4 times to avoid burning. While that's doing that, we'll work on the onions and the garlic that are also going here. And we'll be stirring this often in the oven, so here it goes. Oh, I really need to clean my oven. Oh my gosh, anybody with me? Oh yeah. So you're gonna need to dice up a medium onion. Okay, I'm giving them their second stir. They're doing good. All right, so now we could start on the onions and garlic. Okay, now we're gonna take like 12 to 15 cloves of garlic. Oh my gosh. And we're gonna mince them up. So I'm gonna get them out of their wrappers. All right, I'm not sure how many cloves of garlic I did, but I don't think I wanna do as much as they said. So I've got a lot here. So we are gonna just start with this. My goodness. We have 15 minutes left, so let's get the onions and garlic sauteed. I'm gonna take some of that olive oil, put it in the pan. So we're gonna get this nice and soft and caramelized. Ooh, yeah. All right, this is as good as I'm gonna get it for caramelized, so I don't completely burn my garlic. And I have 2 minutes left on the oven, and then we'll add this to it. This is done. Now we're gonna add our onions and garlic to it. Oh yeah, these are good and caramelized too. Wow, all right, I don't wanna mix them too hard. Awesome, and there is our sweet potato hash. Tasted it and it is delicious. Oh my gosh. This will be part of our breakfast. We'll put an egg on it. You can make this up for a salad, a side dish, breakfast, or seriously, a snack. I mean, it's so good. this is good. So this is a keeper. I'm really happy about it. Okay, so I'm going to let this cool. Just put it in the fridge for the week and we're good to go. Oh, it feels so good to get ahead, especially with the start of school happening. So much more slow cooker, make ahead, freezer meals coming up in the next month, guys. Hold on to your hat. We're heading into the holiday content and I have some doozies for you, so stay tuned. If you'd like to see more make ahead freezer meal videos, click on the 2 videos I have down below. I have breakfast freezer meals, lunches, snacks, dinners, a ton for you right here to get you motivated. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me and we'll see you soon.